introduce myself, my name is Ulaismatul Hawa, NIM 6324079 and class 163 to B25 at Bina Sarana Informatika University. Today, I am making a video to complete the Advanced English Assessment given by Mrs. Retno Dwi Gustini. There are two parts to the assessment. The first one is talking about the diversity of Indonesia cuisine, and the second one is talking about modal verb. I will combine both topics into one video here. So, let's get started. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and greetings to us all. My name is Ulaismatul Hawa, NIM 6324079 and class 163 to B25 at Bina Sarana Informatika University. First of all, let us together express our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His blessing and grace, allowing us to gather here in good health and full of enthusiasm. I also want to thank you for this opportunity, as today I am excited to have a conversation with you all about something that honestly is very close to our everyday life. The title of my speech today is From Plate to Heart, the charm of flavor that unites Indonesia. Now, who among us doesn't love food? I think there's no one, right? But have you ever thought that the food we eat every day actually tell a lot of stories about culture, history, and even the identity of our nation? Food is more than just filling the stomach. When we talk about Indonesian cuisine, we're not just talking about delicious taste or satisfying our hunger. More than that, Indonesian cuisine is like a mirror, reflecting the richness of culture, the diversity of tribes, and the value we hold as Indonesian. For example, have you ever eaten tumpeng at a Thanksgiving event? It turns out that the conical shape of the tumpeng is not just random from its reputation among saints, symbolizing the closeness of humans to God, or ketupat during it. Why ketupat? Apparently, ketupat comes from the words ngaku lepat, which mean to at once mistake. In just one dish, there's such deep meaning. Every region has a story. Indonesia is vast, from Sabang to Merauke, from Miangas to Rhodes, and every region has its own unique and distinctive culinary delight. Sumatra, a spicy paradise that tempts. In Sumatra, we are very familiar with rendang. Yes, rendang. That's one named the world's most delicious food by sea and travel. But besides rendang, there's also mie Aceh, gulai ikan patin, and sate padang. The character of the dishes tend to be spicy and richly flavored, possibly influenced by India and the Middle Ages. Java, between sweet and full of meaning. Moving to Java, you're probably familiar with gudeg from Yogyakarta, the sweet and flavored dish, or rawon for its Java, with its distinctive black broth. In Java, the flavor tends to be sour, sometimes sweet, and deeply philosophical. Many foods are part of traditional ceremonies like nasi tumpeng, jenang, and others. Kalimantan, Sumatra, and Papua, iconic and rich in flavor. In Kalimantan, we have soto Banjar and nasi kuning from Banjarmasin. In Sulawesi, there's coto Makassar, ikan bakar Manado, and even dishes made from bitter papaya leaves that are still delicious. In Papua, there's papeda from sago served with yellow dish bread. Pretty unique, right? Cuisine equally identity. When we think about it, food is not just from the tongue, but also from the heart and culture. Through food, we can understand who we are. In fact, many foreigners first get to know Indonesia, not through its culture or politics, but through its food. Just imagine how powerful the influence of culinary culture is in shaping our nation image. And even more amazing, food has the power to unite. When we eat together, cat and love, it's not just about the food, it's about the togetherness. Challenge of the modern era. But friend, all this richness, we also face challenge. In this modern era, fast food is becoming more and more widespread. Our traditional food are starting to be sidelined. The younger generation is more familiar with burgers and pizza than knowing how to make opor ayam or lontong sayur. But don't worry, this doesn't mean we have to reject everything modern. In fact, this is our chance to become the bride. We can combine the richness of traditional cuisines with modern creativity. There are many young chefs today who are making rendang into a burger filling or repackaging traditional cakes in modern forms. That's pretty cool. Encourage ourselves to be part of the revolution. So, from here we can conclude that cuisine is an important part of our culture heritage, and our taste now is not just to enjoy it, but also to protect, promote, and reserve it. Try starting with small steps. For example, invite your friends to eat at traditional food stalls. Post regional food content on social media or ask your parents to recap and try making them yourself. Simple, but it have a big impact. Closing. My dear friends, Indonesian cuisine is like a mosaic. Each piece is unique, but when put together, it creates an extraordinary beauty. We should be proud to be part of a nation that has such a rich diversity of flavors and cultures. So, let's start now by loving our own food, because from the tongue, it can move to be heard, and to our cuisine, we can learn to love Indonesia even more. Thank you guys, thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Cultural greetings, and let's continue to love Indonesian cuisine. Bye! Now that we've talking about the diversity of Indonesian cuisine, let's move on the second topic, modal verb. Keep watching! Hello everyone, my name is Sulaismatul Hawa, name 6324079 and class 163 to B25 at Pinasarana Informatika University. Today, we're going to dive into one of the most important parts of English grammar, modal verb. Have you ever wondered how to express ability, ask for permission, or give adjective in English? Well, modal verbs are the secret tool you need. Stay tuned because in this video we'll break down everything you need to know. With clear example and easy explanation, let's get started. Definition of modal verb. Modal verb are auxiliary verbs used together with the main verb to express possibility, ability, permission, obligation, or desire in the sentence. Modal verbs do not change forms and do not have past or plural forms. They function to add extra information about the way an action or even in performance. Next, example of modal verb: can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must, ought to. Next, tips of modal verb. First, ability. Modal verbs used to express ability are can and could. Can is used for present or future ability. Example, she can speak French fluently. Explanation: can show the subject's ability in the present situation. Next, could is used from past ability or a weaker sentence or ability. Example, she could swim when he was a child. Explanation: could refers to ability in the past. Next, to permission. Modal verb used for giving or asking permission include may, might, and can. May is used in more formal situation. Example, you may leave early today. Explanation: may is used to give formal permission. Next, may is used for less certain or tentative permission. Example, I might go to the party, but I'm not sure. Explanation: may shows a lower degree of certainty than may. Can is used in informal context. Example, you can sit here. Explanation: can give a casual or friendly permission. Next, 3. Obligation and adjectives. To express obligation or give adjective, we add must, should, and ought to. Must express a strong obligation or something that is necessary. Example, you must finish your homework before going out. Explanation: must indicates something mandatory. Next, should expresses a deep or a weaker obligation. Example, you should try to eat healthier. Explanation: should suggests a good idea but is not strict. Ought to has a similar meaning to should but is slightly more formal. Example, you ought to apologize for being late. Explanation: ought to give a strong advice with a formal tone. Next, 4. Desire and possibility. To express desire or probability, we add will, would, may, might, and can. Will is used to express willingness or future destination. Example, I will call you later. Explanation: will shows intention or a planned future action. Next, would is used for police other hypothetical situation or certain desert. Example, I would like a cup of tea, please. Explanation: would is more polished and less direct than will. Next, may and might express probability or possibility. Example, it may rain tomorrow. Explanation: may shows a strong possibility, will may is low certain. Next, 5. Possibility and expectation. Must can also express strong logical conclusion. Example, she must be at the office by now. Explanation: must indicate a high probability based on the situation. Next, characteristic of modal verb. First, no infinitive front modal verbs are never used with to in front of the main verb. Incorrect, she was to can go. Correct, she can go. 2. No subject verb agreement. Modal verbs do not change from for singular or plural subjects. Correct, she can swim. They can swim. Incorrect, she can swim. Next, differences between modal verbs and irregular verbs. No infinitive or ing froms. Modal verbs do not have from like to can or canning. Next, no conjunction based on subject. Unlike regular verbs, modal verbs do not take s or any other endings. Example, he can run, they can run. Some from different subjects. Next, conclusion. Modal verbs are an essential part of English grammar used to express different attitude, intention, and situations such as ability, permission, obligation, adjective, and probability. Understanding how to use modal verb correctly will help you communicate more accurately and natural in English. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Bye. Okay guys, thanks a lot for watching. Keep learning, stay awesome, and see you in the next project. Bye.